Greetings and welcome back to the lab. Today what we have is a very simple repair. This is something I've already looked at. This is my sister-in-law's food saver, one of those devices that you can vacuum seal your food before you stick it in the freezer, and it should last that much longer. And the problem, as she told me, was that it would heat up and seal, but it would not draw a vacuum. And when I looked at it, I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to have to crack this thing open. I looked at the back and I realized, okay, there's what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, if I've done that right, screws, and potentially more of them underneath the feet. Who knows? There could be one under the label. I can feel a little indentation there. I was imagining this whole thing, I was going to have to take it apart. But before you get into just tearing something apart, you really need to just sort of test what people are telling you. So what I did was I plugged it in. So now we've got lights on. I'm hoping you can actually see here and here. Oop. And I'm touching stuff. So there's normal, there's gentle, there's dry, and there's moist as far as the lights. And then we've got, it's actually kind of hard to read, stop, mode, food, seal, and vac seal. So in theory I could take some of this material, which she so conveniently provided, and I'm trying to figure out if that's not sealed on the end just yet. So let's just kind of run this through its paces here. Let's just actually do a seal, and as far as I'm understanding, you push the two levers here. I tried to find a manual online, and this model is like it looks like a knockoff model or something like that. At least it's just the particular part number is not available anymore. But from what I could figure out, you've got this bar here, which I imagine heats up, and then you have this ring around here, which is sort of a chamber to put the plastic into, but you don't go all the way across. You go part way in, and there is a little nozzle here for the vacuum, which you can also hook a hose up to if you wanted to. I'll just sort of demonstrate. There's a canister button here. If I click that, I'm actually drawing a vacuum, and it's loud and annoying and whatever, but I mean, if it saves your food, especially in with what we're going through right now. But I'm thinking that the seal thing is probably just a matter of laying it in there like that over the bar, and I'm going to just try and hit the seal button, and of course it's probably not going to make any noise. Nope, it shut itself off pretty quickly. Let's see, did it actually seal it? You can see some difference here. Nope. Alright, maybe that was the problem. I hope that wasn't the problem. Oh, I know what's wrong with that. I could see a little bit of a difference there. What I neglected to do when I put it down was to put it down until it actually clicked. So let me try to seal again. Okay, now we'll push the buttons to release. Oh yeah, oops. Sorry sis, I'm not trying to break your unit before I fix it. I can definitely see a difference there. That appears to be sealed. Sealed nicely. Sealed all the way across. So I'm pretty happy with that. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to, you know what? I'm going to go get a pair of scissors. That's the one thing I should have thought to grab. Okay, I'm back. Now I got the scissors. Basically, I have a bit of a plan for this here. I want to prove to her that it's all working after I do the repair. So I did want to seal one end of the material. If I could cut straight, that would help. There we go. Well, that's close enough for now. she's got other parts of this. I'm going to put this back in the bag. You know what? Get that rubber band that pinged off on me. Put that back together. Just be nice about it. So, whoops. Yeah, it's kind of opening the camera with that. All right, that's enough playing around. So put that in the bag, which coincidentally is one of these bags that it's just sealed on the bottom and ready to go. So I'm thinking, let's have a little bit of fun here. What could I seal in a bag that would be comical? What can I give her that I could put in a bag that would preserve it, that would be humorous or practical? And to be honest, I can't come up with anything really humorous right now. So I could be practical. I could give her a couple of bean seeds from my garden. But I've already done that, and she's already commented that she got quite a few. She was wondering what to do with that many. But how about this? Spinach seeds. They're smaller. You can grow spinach pretty easily. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour out a few of these. I'm not going to give her too many. Got that, sis? Not too many. But I want to prove that I can fix this, so I'm going to put these in this bag. I'm going to put it aside for a minute because we've got to actually do the repair. Now, the other thing I should probably do is unplug this before I start anything. And ultimately, the problem as I looked about it was the latching system. Let me see if I can turn this in such a way that it'll be a little bit more visible. And let's get it sort of straightened out there. This latch is okay. The part that sticks down into the latching mechanism is still there. The other side, the piece has broken off. And where did I put it? I still have it. I just put it somewhere. Uh-oh. There it is. I put too many things on the workbench all at the same time. I end up losing track. So this piece broke off, and all I'm going to do is, just matching what the other one looks like, I'm going to crazy glue this sucker back on. We'll give it a little bit of time. My theory is that what's going on, well actually let me go ahead and see if I can get the super glue to work. See if we can open this one. This is an older tube of super glue. Let's see if it'll open. We'll see if it'll actually spread onto something. I need to pour it out onto something that I can just throw away. Oh, what do you know? It's working. There, I got a tiny little dab there on my sheet. That makes me happy. I've still got the piece. So now, let me get my glasses and always double check what you're doing. I'm going to read the directions on the thing, on the tube. Directions. Screw cap on tube. Puncture tube. Oh yeah, well that's just to puncture it. Warnings. Nothing about application. Oh, there it is. Join surfaces together. Oh, okay. Apply small amount of glue to one surface. Join surfaces together for 10 to 45 seconds. Store away from children and animals. Got to be careful about those animals. Don't want your bird getting a hold of the crazy glue. So there's a little bit of crazy glue on that piece. Now I'm going to try and put this down without... okay, that feels like that's the right location. 5, 10, fast forward. 45 seconds. All right, well, I'm going to just hold it there for just a little bit longer. And now I'm going to let go. That actually feels reasonably solid. So let's put the glue away. Cap the glue before it all dries out and seals itself and becomes a useless tube of glue. There are ways of cleaning it up. I guess the key would be to tell her not to put too much acetone on her food saver. So now if I've done that right, and I don't need to plug it in just to test it, it doesn't say, you know, fully cures in however much time, so I'm assuming it's supposed to be done and fixed. So when you put it down, it should give you a double click. That felt reasonably solid. The right side is still sticking up a little bit. So there's something going on there. Let's see, if I release the left side, the right side's not actually latching. So I'm wondering if this whole thing got warped. Now, I'm going to try, and this may be hard to see, I'm going to try and close it as tightly as I can. That sounded like a double click to me, but if I only push the left side and pop it out, it's not actually latching. So something else is going on. It begs the question whether it could be a problem with this latch. And now I'm kind of wondering if... Let me get my flashlight. I still have it. Nope, I don't. I'm still getting used to moving stuff around. Alright, I'm just not going to worry about that, but it kind of looked like there might be some material down in here on this side, but I don't think so. It's not too obviously warped looking at it, but when I put it down to rest, I can see that the right side is a little bit higher up than the left. Let me try pushing down just on this side. Okay, that, there we go. It clicked in and it broke off. Not a great sign. Alright, well, I'm going to have to retrieve that with a pair of needle nose pliers. And to do that, what I figured out is you push in the latch release here, because that'll release it so you can actually try and pick it up. I'm trying to pick it up without getting crazy glue all over the place. It just wasn't strong enough. So we're going to need a better way of mending that. But the other question was simply, since it seems like it seals pretty quickly, and maybe it can vacuum reasonably quickly, if you push down on one side, can you just hold it down on the other side and use that as your solution? So I'm going to pop this open, and we're going to give it a test. Because I know my brother is quite capable, if he wants to go get some crazy glue or some plastic weld or some JB weld, there's your suggestions, Bob. if he wants to try those, I'm going to try and do this. Never actually used one of these machines before. So now I'm going to push this down, and I'm going to say vac and seal, and I'm going to push this forward so you can get the full view. And when I do that, what I'm hoping... Oh, wait a minute. I'm not even plugged in. That'll make a bit of a difference. I'm going to let go of that so I don't put too much pressure. Okay, now we're plugged in. We're set on normal and we're set on dry, which should be absolutely fine. And I'm going to hit vac seal. I'm going to cut it off here. Got to release it. It has not sealed. That's okay. But it seemed like it was having difficulty actually pulling a vacuum. Now the other question becomes, do I have textured side down or flat side down? Let me try it the other way around. See if that makes any difference at all. And maybe get it a little bit closer to the vacuum nozzle there. I don't know. Alright. We're going to push it down. We're going to make sure that side's latched. And we're going to hold this side down. Alright, what I was trying to do was change the pressure on the right side here, hoping that that would make some difference. It has not sealed. So the other thing that occurs to me is maybe it's just not enough volume of stuff in there. So we'll throw a couple of these Kentucky Wonder seeds in there. And kind of half wondering if I got something funny I could throw in there. That was the original idea, but just need something with a little bit of mass. One of these. Yeah, that could work. This is a chip carrier for the electronics people. That's how you, when they ship chips, or at least how they used to do it. It's an anti-static plastic thing that's formed just right to be able to ship. That has a little bit of mass to it, a little bit of size. So I'm just going to stick that in there. It's an odd combo, I know. But maybe that's the problem, is it's just not detecting enough volume to be able to suck the air out of there. So let's see about putting that in there. Okay, that's latched. Let's try again. Okay, I can definitely see it drawing the air out, but maybe there's something I'm doing wrong here. Let me try changing mode from normal to gentle. Food from dry to moist. Okay, that's what that is. I know what seal does. I know what stop does. So the only other thing I could think is switch it to gentle. Or actually, maybe let's try switching it to moist. That doesn't make any sense, but it may do the vacuum differently or may get more aggressive. I don't know. Okay, I got one more. Welcome to testing, folks. This is, when you're trying to figure out how to fix something. I'm actually going to go back around this way. So what I'm wondering about, I didn't push it down when I sealed it. So the question is, if I get it to latch and I ask it to seal, and I even out the pressure a little bit, okay, appears to be done. now theoretically double sealed. Basically my question is, did I not seal it well enough the first time? And then maybe that's why it won't pull a vacuum, is because it's actually leaking out that side. So let's try it rough side down first. That was the trick. Still sealing. That was the trick. It was leaking out the other side because I didn't do a perfect seal the first time. And in fact, I can see a difference in the seal here. I don't know if you'll be able to see that. Ooh, it's still a little warm. But it's completely clear there and a thick line. Whereas on the other side, it's not a really thick line. Boy, that's hard to get in the frame. So I don't know if you can see very well, but definitely everything's been vacuumed out. So the machine is functional. The latch is still broken, but we found a way to make it work. And that's, in today's economy, you don't necessarily want to just be throwing everything away. You know what, actually, now that I think, it would have been funny, would have been to actually seal the broken piece into that bag. Oh well, that thought didn't occur to me. But yeah, food should be back on dry. But what I'll do is I'll pack this all up and I'll give it back to them tomorrow. And with that, I think we're done. And you know, in life, there. You know, I'm going to try with each one of these videos, with this whole electronic series, to kind of teach you something. And I guess the lesson here is that even if you can't make a perfect repair, sometimes you can work your way around it. And so much stuff is designed to be disposable, but I mean, some of these units they start at $200. That to me is not a disposable item. It shouldn't break down too easily. Now I know they loved using it. I don't know how much use they got out of it, but they have expressed a desire to keep it if it can work. And I just proved that I can make it work. So kind of an odd thing to put in there, but in fact, if I really, you know what? I'm going to break the vacuum here. I actually felt it relax as soon as I did that. I'm going to cut it off because I'm going to pull that other odd thing out of there. I'm going to leave the seeds because what I really want is I want to see that this can work with something really small. So we don't need to have that in there. Let's go ahead. That's another thing is, you know, anytime you think you got a success is really only if something can be repeated. So I'm going to try and repeat what I just did. I'm going to go ahead and put it down. This time it's shiny side down. I got it to latch. I'm going to put a little extra oomph on the right side there, and we're going to try this again. Alright, and I can see that it's sealing. So that was really the key, was that it was leaking out the other side. So there we go. Now we've got less in there. No, I can put this back where I had it. We don't have to be totally funny, and we can give them a couple of seeds for the garden and prove that I got it working. The seal could probably be better on the other end, but that's just a learning process for me. And with that, I think I'll go ahead and wrap this video up. It's probably long enough, even with some of the edits I'll end up throwing in there. But yeah, I really do hope that I can educate people. I have some ideas for have one idea for a really big project. I mean, some engineers would look at it and go, that's not that big, but it's going to give me an opportunity to probably put together a dozen or more videos and take you along the ride as I test one thing or another thing, learning characteristics of various different components to make sure that they're doing what they're supposed to be doing for the design, making sure that the components I have from 30 plus years ago are still good, retraining myself in some of the stuff I haven't done for 20 years. But I like the idea. I think you'll like the idea. I just need to get some final details together. So I'll encourage you to stick around and see what's coming up with that. Meanwhile, I'll probably have some more fixing videos. I've got two other projects that I can think of that I need to finish up that I started and never quite finished. So there'll be some of that first. So stay tuned. There's more coming. Hopefully this will help you pass the time. Stay home, stay healthy, and I look forward to seeing you again.